Welcome back to the Dry Fire Journal. This is day 121, and we're going to do a drill that's going to test you. It's not as much about your gun as it is about you and what you see and what you're thinking about as you present your front sight or red dot to target. I think this is super valuable for us to work on, so work this out with me and let's get to it. Hey REDHAWK family, welcome back to the Dry Fire Journal, and we are going to be doing a drill that works on you and your eyes and what you're seeing and what you're thinking about. And before I get into it, I want to remind you to go check out Range Tech Timers. And if you go to rangetechtimer.com and you enter in the code REDHAWK at checkout, you get 15% off an already value-packed, super awesome timer that I believe blows all of them out of the water that claim to be competition. It's super easy to use on your tablet or on your phone to change settings, to change par times, to do different things, to see your results without having to go through like a 1984 arcade style menu. And I really recommend it to you. Go check it out. Today's exercise doesn't involve time. And what you're going to need for this drill is something to write with and something to write on, or your laptop to make notes, tablet, phone, however it is that you make notes best. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to really test ourselves by putting just 10 shots on target. And it's not as much about the shots as it is about what we are seeing before, during, and after every shot. My P30L has a barrel block in and nothing in the magazine well, and I am using the double action trigger on this gun, not because this is how I carry it. Once I chamber it, it is in a very cool limb trigger single action mode, or double action with a lightened single action trigger. It's hard to explain, but here's the point of this drill. You can rack the slide between each shot. You can set up your striker fire gun or single action only with safety on, whatever you got to do. However it is that you come out of the holster is how I want the gun to be as you build your grip. That's step one. Step two is to present to target and press your shot. And step three is to see whatever it is that you're seeing. And I know that's a weird phrase and it sounds kind of logical, but we're going to talk about why that question matters. We're going to do 10 of these, and I'm just going to do just a couple to give you a template to work with. Here's the exercise for you and your brain and your eyes. First, as I present the gun, what am I actually seeing? As I present the gun, I am looking at my target. Just now, I was looking at this little spot on my camera, and I'm looking at that, and I'm bringing the firearm up to it. So let's start there. What are you looking for, and what should you be seeing as you present your firearm to the intended target? So often, especially for iron sights, we tend to pick them up early and focus on them here, and sometimes we can lose track of what we're actually wanting to hit. So I want to be target focused, and the nice part about having a red dot is I simply bring the dot up into that space, and now I'm just seeing my target with a dot overlaid. Notice how different that is than finding my dot and then putting my dot and focusing my dot and focusing on my dot and putting it exactly where I want it to be. I'm looking at the target and I'm overlaying a red dot. This can also work with a lot of repetitions with iron sights. If I take my iron sighted gun and look at my target and be attentive to my target and then be aware of my sights, and notice the order in which I said that in the words that I chose to use. I am attentive to my target. I am aware of my sights. That's a little bit different. So I'm going to press this shot again, and here's what I saw just now. I saw that as I pressed the trigger, my red dot elevated just a little bit as I began the long double action press, but it settled right as it clicked. right after it clicked, what did I see? Right after it clicked, I saw my dot move just a little bit low and just a hair to my left, which lets me know that my shooting hand grip wasn't what I wanted it to be. So let's go back to the beginning. I want to build my grip the way I want it to be. I want to pay attention to what I am seeing right before my firearm elevates into my eyesight. Then I want to see my sights, press my shot, and see what I saw. That time, I saw just about the same thing, except when I pressed the shot, the dot did not move as much. I'm going to do one more. I liked that one because that one, I saw my intended target. I was attentive to it. I was only aware of my red dot being where I wanted it to be. As I pressed the trigger, the sight or the dot did not move very much at all. As the shot clicked, it did not move. It vibrated just a hair, but it didn't really move. And after I pressed the shot, my dot was right where I wanted it to be if I wanted to follow up with a second shot. This is a lengthy process to do this and think through all the things I just told you, and then write it down. Before you fire your next shot, write it down, type it in, make a note of what was I attentive to and what was I aware of. Do I need to change the order of those things? What did I see as the dot or front sight went up into my eyesight? As I pressed the trigger, what happened then? As the trigger went click, what happened then? And after the click, what happened? If we take the time to process all of this and be really attuned to what we are seeing, I believe we can start to tell ourselves a different and better story about our shooting as to what it is that we need to see and how it is that we can see it. So give this 10 reps, shoot the drill, write it down. Shoot the drill, write it down. Do that 10 times and let me know what happens. I think this is a fascinating journey into what it is we're actually seeing and how we can see it more clearly. Let me know how this goes, and I'll see you tomorrow.